Top of the hour, the Rick and Bubba Show. 877 We Be Big, toll free. Welcome all of you now viewing on Turner South. We are glad that you are here. We start this hour, of course, with the top of the hour song. Everybody singing together, followed by the national anthem, and then we'll delve into a brand new hour. Is everyone ready? Hi. Everybody ready? Everybody singing? Here we go. 7 o'clock in the morning. There you go. Drink my coffee, hurry up, I got to get to work on. Hey, hey, hey!
Well, it is in some places.
See a train rolling down the track, see you later, hurry back out of my way, got to get to work on. Hey, hey, hey!
Solar flare.
Everybody singing. I got the hustle, oh, my muscles getting big and hot. I be sweating like a pig. Got to hurry, scary, got to get to work on time. I'm working overtime at the Jackson, Texas. Barely make a dime. Punch a clock in. Yeah, got to get to work on time. Time for our national anthem. Get to work on time.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed? Twilight flash gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's bright glare, the bomb bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
3 minutes past Rick and Bubba's show. Good morning and welcome. We are so glad that you're with us. Gave you the toll-free number, 877 We Be Big. Speedy's on the phones this morning. He and Don Juan DeMarco produced the program. Showing you what you see right now is a combination of Christopher Columbus, who is here with us, producing the TV part, and, of course, the Atlanta crew. What y'all gonna do? Who's typing out things underneath us there and helping us along the way, too. So hello to the Atlanta crew for Turner South also. As we get back this hour, we've got a number of things that will happen. Now, this hour is going to be, you know, we're going to show an outtake of the 13 working days of horror. We've already done today's installment on radio only because this was an old one that had no video. So coming up, we're going to be showing that to you this hour. So it'll be an outtake of what happened to Speedy and the gang as they were on a hunt. And this one will be more of a comedic value, but we will show that to you. But we also would like to, right out of the gate this hour, thank the folks of Leeds, Alabama. We had our CD signing yesterday in Leeds, Alabama at the Walmart there. And, of course, our CD available all across the country. Anywhere you get CDs, it ought to be there. today, especially if you're in one of the markets where our show is seen or heard. Now, if you're listening on the internet, like say in Korea, it may not be there. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, a little tough to get that in sometimes.
But Speedy had the cameras of Turner South with us yesterday too, and we're kind of looking at some of the things that went on in Leeds, Alabama. There we go. You see us there entering the store. And meeting some of the folks. That guy right there had been standing there since 9 o'clock in the morning, they said.
Yeah.
The guy in the front there. Those you can see.
What a exciting bunch yesterday, too. I mean, they were pumped up, wasn't they?
Well, there was a lot of energy. It was middle of the day. I would not give my lunch time to anybody. And the fact that some of these people gave it to us is really surprising.
Yeah, when you say lunchtime, you really mean that. We wouldn't give that to anybody.
No, and there's a young lady who brought some of the Rick and Bubba bobbleheads with us without the headphones on them because she said she didn't want to lose those little headphones.
Oh, hey, sir.
And there's this was exciting. Denver Powell joined us. You remember him from Dukes of Hazzard. It was good to see him.
I thought it was Santa Claus.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Camera.
And there's Dee in line talking to folks, signing stuff for everybody, and trying to sign the camera. Dee, this time, looking strange enough on camera, not crying. Yeah, and there's a young lady.
Well, it wasn't for everybody, Rick.
Didn't quite know who we were.
Sure.
There's Jim
the crazy sign man. Always good to see him.
Yep, he worries us all, and he, of course, worried the people of Walmart. Yeah, there's.
And the gang there had a little thing they did, Rick, where they'd holler, "Yeah."
Yeah, this is where I, begin to question Santa as he goes by again on what happened to the pony of 1975.
Sure, you never really have got a clear explanation.
No, it just didn't happen. And there's another shot of folks standing there. And, really, just standing in line to see us. And now Speedy, of course, loses focus.
He's in the hunting section.
He sees a deer. All right, this time, Santa/Denver File finally decides, I think I'll get some pictures. First time he'd had the camera, we think. And, the elves had made it and had not really gone over it with him.
Sure.
And so that, he's let me tell you something. Those what are those called, those little scooters that people... Paul from Dukes of Hazzard here this morning. That was really... There he is. That's
Denver.
Yeah, there he is. And this gang right here, this group...
That's Cassie Rowe. You remember Cassie Rowe?
Yeah. Speedy's audio's really good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, Speedy had the audio up a little hot, and
there's Tracy from my Sunday school class who needs a kidney still. So
she still doesn't have a kidney.
No, we need a kidney.
Well, you had a good idea if we did like a form of the Bachelorette, but you could only go out with her if you matched her for a kidney.
Sure. That would be the screening process.
More people in line bringing their kids out.
What a great turnout yesterday. We appreciate everybody coming out. Man, that's too cool.
Yeah, I like the people who took their kids out of school to come because, let's face it, what's more important?
Yeah.
And then we had a young man who made some shirts that we were able to sign. He makes those in his house, he said, while watching and listening to the show.
So the show is the motivation for those shirts.
Yes. That's what he was saying to me. Maybe I read it wrongly, but I'm almost sure that's what he said. So that was it yesterday. Some highlights of... the CD signing that kicked off what, in the biz we call the drop date.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
The street date.
Street date.
Street date.
I was trying to educate some of my friends. I say, what you say is that's our street date and our CD drops on that day.
Right.
So that's a very hip, in the biz talk there. So it is available everywhere. We have another CD signing next week. We had it set up, and unfortunately, one of the folks in charge of the place we were going had a death in the family, so they're going to have to change where we're going next Tuesday, and we'll let you know as soon as possible. Dave Macias, who said he was dreading the first time his name was said on the show.
David Macias.
Yes.
Macias, yeah, that's it.
I think it's Macias.
With Emergent Music in Nashville, and good to see Dave.
Subsidiary of Sony Music, which, that's... we kept asking him, could he get us a good deal on some Sony stuff? You remember?
Right, sure.
And that seemed to make him uncomfortable. But he is trying to find... We're reworking where we're going to be next Tuesday. For the next few Tuesdays, we will be doing signings at different places. And so we'll let you know when we're coming close to you.
And, Dave is... he's a very unique person, Rick.
Not very big. Not very big.
No, he's a big softball player.
Yeah.
You just look at him and you figure he rides a bike a lot, too. But he's actually told us he was going back and taking some classes at Tennessee State.
Yes.
And he is trying out for the
Quiz Bowl team.
The Quiz Bowl traveling team
Yes.
from Tennessee State. And I just thought unique. You don't hear that a lot, you know. And I asked him, I said, what kind of questions do you get, you know, on the Quiz Bowl traveling team from Tennessee State? And he said, well, like the Declaration of Independence, which state is misspelled? And I was like, well, my gosh, that seems like that'd be a big issue that we'd hear more about.
We got one misspelled?
Yeah, that's what he said, Pennsylvania. And I guess Massachusetts, but...
that's right. I mean, we can't even say it unless that's spelled.
Right.
But
that being my point.
Yeah. But he always liked when somebody new comes into our circle and has to deal with how rough it is in there.
They're not used to the play, are they?
There were a couple of times Dave looked at me like, can you just say that to me? You know, here's a guy, you know, he's been working with all these records, all these artists.
I work with Red and Sony, man. Can you say that?
You might, let me get my Sony shirt on. And then I look at him, you know, things like, hey, you going to open me CDs or am I going to have to do that too? You know, that kind of stuff. And him not being ready for it. So, anyway, we'll let you know where the next one's going to be. We need to, you know, I told him, of course, you know, I said, you know, call yesterday would have been good. But he...
Do you know he's handling some artists now, too? He told me.
Really?
Yeah, managing some people.
Speaking of
Susie Bogus is one of them.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be her handler?
Well, he's her manager now.
Really?
That's what he told me. Now, he may be lying. I don't know.
Well, let me say this. Listen, let me say this. Have you seen... Step out. I think it's CBS. There is a series, and it's that guy that was in... Of course, he's been in a million things. And he's a lot more famous for what I remember him for.
Right,
you know how we are.
Oh, yeah.
But
yeah.
To me, he's the manager in Eddie and the Cruisers.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
They got a TV show coming out, and it's called The Handler. And he's like, yes. And he's a handler.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Yeah. So.
No, he had to go to the Grand Ole Opry last night. He had 2 artists performing last night.
Really?
Yeah. So he's he's moving and shaking.
So when he's like hanging with us, he's like, how did we sign them? Is that what it is? Is that what he's thinking?
I don't know. You know, I think all of them, because he's some kind of legal too. I think they have to do some charity work. I think we're it.
Well, I told him, I said, it's not that we're bitter with the distributors of the past, but last year we lost over $100,000.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that kind of got him up on his toes a little bit. He goes, well, I promise we will eventually send you a check, unlike the other bunch. You know, and I said, well, you know, the proof will be in the pudding. We'll see it sometime next spring.
Yeah. Well, I pulled out.
That's really true. You realize we won't see anything off these CDs till like next spring or something.
And we keep telling David, said, look, if you pull what the last one pulled, then we're going to have another question at the old scholars at the what is it?
Quiz Bowl.
Quiz Bowl. It'll be, where in the world is David Macias?
Yeah. No, I told him straight up. I said, I know y'all have Sony, you know, in your court, and that's very impressive. I said, but you need to know. We've tried to get civilized, but we're still deep down just a couple of guys from Calhoun County.
Yes.
And if we get burned again, we will beat you.
Yes.
I mean,
I showed him Jaws the paddle, and he wasn't too happy about that.
But no, he's a good
and if
guy.
we can't do it, we'll hire somebody.
Right.
I mean, that's the bottom line.
Sure. I still am not sure that I'm not going to beat up the other guys.
Yeah.
It's just I'm letting time pass, and I'm praying about it a lot.
Yeah, I told him we'd send him back through Nashville through Walker County. And he said okay.
Yeah, we need to hire them guys that's out to get Mickey, because they're pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so look for it. It's in stores everywhere. Got it like we like it. The new Rick and Bubba double CD in Leeds, Alabama. Thank you for your support yesterday. We'll be back. It's past the hour.
Rick and Bubba's in Ohio.
Rick and Bubba.